Hey there! I'm the Ricky Dawkins, here to episode 8, my episode of how to use Logic Pro X and other DAWs properly. In this episode, I'd like to address two critical concerns of many music studio practitioners: octaves and cable management. Paul asks, Ricky, I sent some analog sounds made with my own voice down an old-fashioned electronic telephone all week. The cord was one of those curly ones, and the sounds came out all twisted at the other end. By the end of this demonstration, Paul and you will understand what he did wrong and what he should do right. Today's tutorial may get a bit scientific, but if you don't get all the math and concepts, don't feel bad. I didn't really understand this either for many years, but it did not impede my music making. So, octaves are a way for waves to be twice as slow as each other, and this means that it can take some octaves up to twice as long as other octaves to get to the same place. As you see in this chart, the A4 octave takes 2 steps to get to its goal, while the A5 takes 4 steps. The same is true for B octaves. Even though the A4 is twice as efficient, it will still inevitably run into a problem which most analog waves will experience. You see, when traveling down the length of a cable, a wave first has to get halfway through. From there, it must travail halfway down the remaining cable length. From there, it must again traverse at least half the remaining cable length before moving forward. We can already intuit the inevitable. The wave will never reach the end of the cable. The reason why so many home recordings sound horrible is that due to improper cable management, certain octaves just never reach the end of the cable. The solution is surprisingly simple. If you cut the cable just before the first midway point, our wave never reaches that first problem spot. I like to cut my cables somewhere between 45 and 48 degrees, so it's just before 50% but not much more. You can glue the cable head back on and usually suffer little to none in terms of audio fidelity. Remember Paul from the beginning? He was using a curly cable, which of course requires the waves to travel even further and in a strange shape, resulting in frustrating results. For curly cables, I'd recommend a trim around 30 to 38 degrees. Yes, you lose more of your cable, but though you sacrifice range of motion, you'll be rewarded in warmth of the signal flow. Be aware that some professional studios may already have special expensive cables that are manufactured specifically to address this technical issue. I was intending to be helpful when I cut all the Mugami cables at my dad's studio, but Dad said that the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Like, comment, subscribe and visit, and see us in the future when we banter about bagatelles.